Hey guys, it's Vampire Mike from SegaCDUniverse.com and GravesideEntertainment.com, and this is my chopper beard. I'm gonna shave this off probably right after the video. I just was shaving and I left it as a joke. There's a great YouTuber I watch that posts videos every so often, and his name is Pacheco. He's originally from New York. I'm not really sure where he's living now, and I think I have that in common with him, both being from the city initially, so I like his stories and I can relate to them in ways. He's a great YouTuber. Check him out. I'm going to put his link down in the description. He had done a video about mom and pop shops, and he did an open tag video, so this is a response to him. One of my main memories, well, to preface this, I've worked at GameStop when I was young, from about 18 to about 21. So I'm not going to talk about that because he's talking about mom and pop shops, and GameStop's a conglomerate, so let's be honest. So the main one that came to mind when he started speaking was when I lived in the Bronx on Tremont Avenue. There was this little video game store run by this, I don't know if he was Chinese, I think he was Chinese guy. I can't remember his name, but I would call him so frequently to ask if such and such new game was coming out or if he had known of this game, because I'd be reading like GamePro and GameFan and all these things, and there was no internet then, or if there was, it was minimal, and I didn't have a computer then anyhow. The GameFan magazines especially would have previews of games that were only in Japan, but I was like, oh man, this looks great, and then it would never come out. So I'd be calling him all the time saying like, and he was always very nice and put up with my crap. This was also the time when PlayStation 1 just came out. So I got a PlayStation 1. I don't know if I got it from him, but I got one from my parents. I was probably about maybe 13 or 14 at this point. No, maybe a little younger, maybe like 12. Anyhow, I go to his shop, and he'd always have this wall of games behind him, like a rack of games. And the main ones that come to mind was he always had Crazy Ivan. I don't know why. And I always wanted to play it, and I always saw it there, but I never played it. And there was that, and Discworld. So eventually I picked up Discworld, I think, and my friend Nicky had picked it up. I don't remember which one. Hey Nick. And Nicky and me used to trade games, so he eventually got like really bored of Discworld. And if you've never played Discworld, it's a very slow point-and-click game with British humor based off Terry Pratchett novels. I didn't know that then because I didn't have a computer, and it just looked like a cartoon to me. So you'd like point and click and get items, but the load times were really slow, like dreadfully slow. I want to say they were slower than Willy Beamish on the Sega CD, and that has long load times. So we would always, trade these games back and forth. I actually still have it. I'm pretty sure it's the same copy. I don't remember ever getting rid of it. So I have Discworld 1 and Discworld 2, but the point is, we had gotten Discworld, I guess, from this guy at one point, and I think maybe a copy of the game loaded as well. But I had such a cool feeling going to this like little store and calling the guy all the time and asking him questions, and he always like put up my shit, this little kid calling him, breaking his balls. And at one point I was trying to trade some stuff in to get some new stuff, and I said, well, what would you give me for Discworld? And he's like, no, I'm not taking that back. And he wouldn't even take it as a trade-in because I guess it was worth so little at that point. Now it's a little hard to come by, and I have the big box version, so it's even harder to come by. And he wouldn't take it back, and I kept it, and I'm glad I did now at this point. So that's my memory. I'm trying to think of any other mom and pop shops. There was this other guy, this isn't really a shop, he must have been stealing them. My parents and I would go to his apartment in the Bronx, and he would have brand new sealed games, and he would sell them for like a quarter of the price. I picked up, I think it was like 10 or 20 bucks, but it was new. The game PO'd on the PlayStation 1. I don't have that any longer, but if you ever played it, it was a PC game as well. I think it was also on the 3DO. It might have been on the Saturn, but I'm pretty sure it was just the 3DO. It was a first-person shooter, kind of like a Doom Realm, but it was really stupid. Like you were a chef, and you were like hitting things with pans, and like there were these butts that would come around and blow farts at you and kill you, and it was really dumb. But those are like the two memories I have of living in the Bronx and picking up video games. Because at that point, if you didn't get a magazine, I didn't have the internet, and I think the internet was kind of just getting big at that point. You didn't know what the hell you were getting, so you'd see a back of a box, you'd pick up a game, you look at the cover, and it was such false advertising because by the time you got it home, it was like nothing like what you wanted it to be. So that was really it. Israel, thank you very much for the open tag question. It's pretty interesting. It brought back some nostalgia to me. So thanks guys for watching. It's Vampire Mike from SegaCDUniverse.com and GravesideEntertainment.com. Be good.